Let me say good afternoon to the East Coast, good morning to the West Coast. My name is Dave. I'm one of the co-founders here. This is the training webinar for advanced users. This is getting into some of the more nuanced features and ideas about using this system. A couple housekeeping items. This is being recorded. This is available. The video will be emailed to you. In addition, we will post the webinar to our YouTube channel, as we've done in the others. Our YouTube channel, as Jackie has posted on the chat, is youtube.com/HomeKeepr. That is a good link for those of you watching the recording of this video. So, as I mentioned, Jackie is on this chat. Right, our client success manager is here. You can ask questions live during the webinar, and she'll answer them in real time. In addition, we'll do Q&A at the end. Stick around for the Q&A because that's when the best stuff comes out, right? You guys know better what's missing than I do in terms of how to get this thing going and how to use it. So stick around for that. This is being recorded. If you are watching this recording, this deck is available. Sorry, this slide presentation, I keep calling it a deck. The slide presentation is available for download from the webinar in the handout section. And if you're watching the webinar, email support@homekeepr.com. Emailing support is a great way to interact with our system because we watch that inbox closely, and it's a great way to get stuff done. We do onboarding there, we do data for you guys, lots of things we can do for you at support@homekeepr.com. Okay, so let's get started with today's webinar. The subject matter is networking groups, Facebook and Nextdoor, approaching vendors, and of course, branded moving concierge. That's our new feature, so we want to make sure you understand how to use it in this context as well. A reminder that HomeKeepr is free for the vast majority of people on this webinar. We have deals with major companies like Keller Williams and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and others. We have lots of deals with smaller regional and local outfits as well. So if you do not have a free account and you would like one, double check with us. Email support@homekeepr.com and you might have a free account waiting for you. All right, so let us know. Let's jump in. Networking groups. What are we talking about here? BNI, Rotary Club, that sort of thing. There are groups in your area. These are nationwide organizations. And there are others as well that I didn't list here. There are other networking groups that sort of mirror aspects of BNI and Rotary. There are lots of organizations like this. You have to look around and find them. And if there isn't one in your area for some reason, reach out to these organizations and found one. They are very powerful, these networking groups. Will meet in person with a specific goal of getting to know other local small businesses, right? BNI is particularly interesting because it's all about referring business back and forth to each other. The others are less focused on that specifically, but are very valuable nonetheless because, again, we at HomeKeepr focus on sphere of influence marketing. The idea here is to drive value for your clients by offering them information and drive value for your sphere of influence by driving them referrals. So the whole concept behind HomeKeepr here, remember, is to have a list of businesses you recommend to clients. Let those businesses know that such that they are more likely to recommend you. Warm referrals at the end of all this discussion, HomeKeepr is about more warm referrals. And the philosophy behind that is driving value will in turn get you value, okay? So we're talking about BNI and these sorts of things. Like anything else in business, simply joining the group is not going to do it. That's the first step in a process. Once you're in the group, you have to be active. You have to participate. To participate as a matter of socialization and having these people work with you and gaining their trust. If you join their organization and don't respect it, they're not going to take that well. So if you're getting to these organizations, jump in and participate. Moreover, again, like anything else, if you are going to sit there and tell an architect, I'm recommending you to my clients, and then follow through and recommend that architect to clients, that architect is way more likely to recommend you. All you have to do is put the shoe on the other foot and recognize that. If there are two good architects in your market, and I'm certain that there are, aren't you more likely to recommend the one to clients that has previously recommended you? It's human nature, right? HomeKeepr is a tool that fits these organizations like a glove, okay? When you get a business that you meet at one of these networking groups and you like them, obviously, we're never suggesting you recommend someone who is not good at their job, okay? So just put that aside. Going forward, we're only talking about businesses you like. Invite them to HomeKeepr, put them into your account, and then invite them. Because with HomeKeepr, you need to understand that when you put the information a business's information into your account on HomeKeepr, your clients automatically have access to that information, right? It's like giving a business card. If you give a plumber's business card to a homeowner, the homeowner has the information. Same on HomeKeepr. The plumber does not know you've given out that business card. Same on HomeKeepr. If you simply upload the information or give us the information and say, my client should know about this plumber, the plumber is not going to know unless you invite them. Let the plumber know that you're recommending them, okay? Do this for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, you want them to know you're recommending them, so they're more likely to recommend you. Mechanically, in terms of the system, the vendor that you're inviting has the option to create a free profile. It's like Facebook or LinkedIn to them, right? They can just claim their free profile, upload video, an introduction video, before and after pictures, a business description, social media links, their service area, all for free. It makes them look better, it makes you look better. Then those businesses also have the option to upgrade if they would like to. They don't have to. So again, you can recommend a business and they can ignore the entire thing if they want to. It's no problem. You're still showing that information to clients. They can claim their free profile and create a richer experience for homeowners by putting in more information. Thirdly, and lastly, if they want to, they can upgrade and get more exposure in our system. The point is, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost the vendor anything to invite those vendors. In the vast majority of times, they're going to thank you for the recommendation. In a very small minority of times, they'll upgrade with us. That's fine. That's fine. We only want to work with businesses who want to work with us in that regard. It's totally optional. Invite the businesses that you do it. And you can see this little screenshot where you do that on the web portal. Okay, we talked about this in previous webinars. Facebook and Nextdoor. So that was networking groups. Now we're into Facebook and Nextdoor. This is going to go very quickly, this webinar, okay? We're going to get to Q&A quickly. Facebook and Nextdoor. What is the deal with Facebook and Nextdoor, okay? It's where homeowners congregate online, right? I had to jump ahead in the slide. This slide's a little bit out of order. I'll edit that and make sure it's available when we send it out to folks. But the point of this is that on Facebook, in Facebook groups, and you can see some examples here in the Northeast, moms groups are huge in our area, okay? And you can also see it on nextdoor.com. These are important sites. These are important gathering places for homeowners. It's where the homeowners are. So clearly you want to be there as well. The trick is, the rub, the catch is that if you're just there being salesy, endlessly saying, hey, who wants to buy or sell real estate? They're going to ignore you. And you might even get sort of cited for spam and booted out of the group. It's not the right approach. Endlessly asking for something from the group is not the right approach. Bringing something to the group is a much better approach, okay? So we have a couple of tools that you can use on social media, and we've aggregated them into your important links section of your dashboard. So I'm highlighting that here. And the things that are, so you can see the important links are the fourth tile on the right. I've outlined in that orange there. And they are the branded moving concierge, the client invitation, the vendor invitation, and the branded blog. Each of them has a role to play on social media and nextdoor.com. Each of them has a role to play in your CRM system, and some of them have a role to play on your website and on your email signature. But you can decide all of that. This is sort of best practices that we've observed. I've put here a little matrix of which link to use when and whether we have scripts available for you. And we have scripts for almost everything. Okay, so let's just review. Branded moving concierge is really focused on when people are going to move. And we'll go over that in more detail in a bit. And we've done it on other webinars as well. But really, this is for someone who's gone under contract, whether they're buying a home, selling a home, or renting a home. When they go to contract, that is really what branded moving concierge is for. Yes, there are scripts available. They're in the resources section of this deck, which I will take a moment to remind you. This deck, these slides, this presentation is available in the handout section of this webinar. And if you email support@homekepr.com, we're happy to send you this deck. Okay. The client invitation link. This is really a great one for social media. I would say this is the most common social media one for Facebook groups and nextdoor.com. Why? Because what you're saying is I'm offering information. You're not asking for anything from the client. There's no sales going on there. There's nothing for the clients to buy. All it is a place where you keep information organized. The vendor invitation link is good for specific interactions with vendors occasionally on social media if you want to do it there as well. And the branded blog is definitely a social media feature, but in a slightly different direction. And just to remind you, we have auto posting for your Facebook business page at m.me/homekeepr. Okay, so let's get into the Facebook script. When you're on your local moms group, when you're on nextdoor.com, as I said before, if all you ever do is say, hey, if you need to buy or sell a home, call me, that is not value add. That's asking for something from the group. This script you have here is about offering something to the group. If you use this script and say, I'm compiling a list of local contractors, electricians, etc., if you'd like a copy of this list, let me know. You're offering something. And who doesn't want a short list of good vendors in your area? As a homeowner, you know it is a pain to find good people. Why? Because you don't do it every day. You're busy doing whatever you do. You're a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, an advertising executive, a teacher, a policeman, whatever you do, it's not your day. Your day is not spent finding out which is good plumbers and which is good architects and so forth. As realtors, you know that. That's why your clients want to hear from you. So when a realtor posts something along these lines on a social media group, now you have a resource. So when people say to you, yes, I'd love a copy of that list, that's when you send them your client invitation link. So again, should you do this every day? Nope, that doesn't make sense either. That becomes salesy and obnoxious to people. Strategically, thoughtfully, here and there, where relevant, you can post this out there on social media groups and engage with homeowners on social media by offering value in this regard. And this script is available here and at the end of the deck. Okay, good for Facebook, good for nextdoor.com. That's social media. There are other scripts in there as well in terms of, at the end, I'll show you some other stuff. So you can post your branded moving concierge link to Facebook as well. Do you just start throwing it out there willy-nilly all the time? Nope. But every now and then you could say to everybody, hey, if anybody's moving, I have this great service for you. Or better yet, if someone says to you, hey, I'm moving on one of these things, can somebody tell me a good moving company? Can someone tell me what's the best system to set up for internet? Then you can respond with your branded moving concierge link, right? There are ways to use it. You have to be thoughtful about it. But all of these can be used in different ways at different times. And maybe you have your own ideas about how to do these things in a smart way, okay? Approaching vendors. You know, like anything else, like the groups and so forth, if you just fire off an invitation to a vendor without setting it up at all, you're gonna have one reaction. If, however, you call up that vendor and say to them, before or after you email them, say, hey, I just sent you an email, or I'm about to send you an email. Here's why I'm emailing you about HomeKeepr, and explain what you're doing. I'm putting together, you know, get their attention. That painter, that plumber, that landscaper's got 1,000 things on the go just like you. So it's a way to get their attention and say, hey, listen to me. I'm systematically recommending you to my clients. That's meaningful to me, okay? I really want you to take care of my clients. Client service is very important to me. I consider it part of my brand. Are you on board with that? Okay, great. So fill out the account, claim the free profile, and that way my clients have all the great information about you, right? So if it's a contractor, I would have some before and after pictures in there if I'm them. If they've remodeled a bathroom, show that. This is great information. But again, the idea I want to impress upon you here is that if you just fire off the email, that's sort of the bare minimum. If you really want to engage, call them up. It's a networking opportunity. You are engaging your sphere of influence in a meaningful manner. That is what this is all about. It's about growing your sphere of influence and enriching your sphere of influence such that, again, what's the end goal here? More warm referrals. That's what this is all about, okay? Branded moving concierge. I've gone over this before. It's a new feature, so I want to make sure you guys are aware of it and what it is. We're talking about helping your clients in a time when they're very stressful. Moving is very stressful. So what we want to do is offer something to the homeowner that's super easy for you and super easy for the homeowner and free for both. So that's what the branded moving concierge is. Basically what we're doing is we're offering the homeowner the ability to provide some basic information, their name, their address where they're moving, their phone and their email, and then we call them. We call as your moving concierge, and the concierge on the phone says, hey, I know you're about to move. Can I help you get your mail forwarded? Do you need TV set up? Do you need internet set up? Do you need a security company set up? That sort of thing. And our operators, our concierges can set all that up right there on the phone and save your clients a lot of time, right? Because there are multiple companies in each category. That concierge can help them decide what's the best internet plan, what's the best home security plan, what's the best TV cable company, that sort of thing. And they can set them up right there. So what are you doing? You're starting off the post-sale relationship by knocking some pin downs and adding some value out of the gate. And the screenshot you see on the right here is simply a piece of the page, right, itself. It's branded to you. You each have your own link. We talked about it a minute ago. It's in your important links section. It's already in your account. There's nothing for you to have to do. It's already set up. It's ready to roll. You can use it anytime you want. All you got to do is jump in. And eventually, by the way, the concierge on the phone will have access to your preferred vendor list as well. So they can tell your clients about good contractors and all the other good businesses you're recommending in the area as well. That's coming very, very soon. We talked about this. It's in your important links section, okay? Right there on the right. It's the first one. And we feel the best use case for this one is when your client goes under contract, whether they're buying, selling, or renting, everybody needs their mail forwarded. Who's moving into a home, no matter what the condition is, and not getting internet these days? Got to have it to survive, right? Got to be a participant in your job, especially these days. I can't imagine anybody doesn't want internet. We can help them get set up with that. All right. Again, best practices, just like the vendors. Call your client. Hey, I have a moving concierge. Would you like to have access to it? It helps get everything squared away, super easy with one phone call. Then send them the link. Such a better way to go about things than simply sending them an email and not calling them. Okay. We've had a lot of questions about this branded moving concierge. So we put together the FAQ and put it in this slide presentation. I'll go over it right here. Are you going to harass my clients? No, HomeKeepr will not harass your clients because that's bad business. No one wins that way. If you send a client to HomeKeepr and then they come back to you saying that HomeKeepr is harassing you, are you ever going to use HomeKeepr again? No. Do we want that? Of course not. No one gains by doing that. We only share your client information to the individual companies when they sign up for that company. So if your client is deciding between ADT and Vivint and they choose Vivint, only then does Vivint get your client's information as part of signing up for Vivint. ADT doesn't even know what happened. How much does this feature cost? Nothing. HomeKeepr is free to you. HomeKeepr is free to your clients. HomeKeepr is free to your vendors, unless the vendors choose to upgrade, and only the vendors even have the option to upgrade. There's nothing for your clients to buy, even with branded moving concierge. It's free to you, it's free to them. Anything to set up, as I mentioned previously? No, this is in your account. It's automated. There's nothing you have to do except use it. Are the concierges going to hard sell my clients? And again, the answer is no. Negative consumer experiences never win. We don't believe that works for anybody. Nobody likes a hard sell, okay? And in general, this is not like selling them something that's sort of a discretionary item like, hey, maybe you should get a new car or maybe you should get a new carpet. This is setting up internet, mail forwarding, home alarm, basics. These are services that clients need. Over 50% of homeowners, when they're contacted, sign up for at least one service. Homeowners love this service, okay? That's it for the presentation. We're gonna do a poll, we're gonna do Q&A. In this slide presentation, I'd like to point out to you, we have these scripts for a branded moving concierge, email to a buyer, email to a seller for branded moving concierge, email to a renter, social media for a branded moving concierge, social media script for client invitation that we had above in the presentation, social media script for a vendor invitation if you ever want to put the vendor link on social media, and we have an email script for vendors as well. Okay, so this slide presentation is full of goodies. Download it from the handout section of this webinar, or email support@homekepr.com. Okay, and we're happy to send it to you. I'm going to do the last poll, and then we're going to let you type in your questions and do Q&A. So Jackie, let's start having a look at that. We do this poll. The poll is asking, are you going to send your branded moving concierge link to a client? Let's see what people have to say about that while we are waiting for questions. So now's the time. If you have questions, start typing them in, and we will be able to answer them in real time. Jackie, anybody got questions for us so far?
I don't have anything yet, but I'll give everyone a minute or so in case they're typing out questions now.
Okay. And it looks like people are voting. So go ahead, pop in your vote on this poll if you'd like. I'll close that up so we can get ready for Q&A. Last chance. Okay, what did you guys say? Oh, good, look at that. 100% of people who responded are gonna use branded moving concierge. Glad to hear it. So far, clients love it. Very positive reaction to everybody who's used it so far. Okay, now let's get to Q&A. Anything that we should go over here, Jackie? Anything that you think I missed throughout this?
I would say if you have the live website open, maybe just log into that dashboard and just show them where that important link section is again.
Yep, let's do that. It's a good idea. So while we're waiting for people to type in some questions, I'm going to show you. So this is the HomeKeepr dashboard. Okay. My info, my vendors, my clients, and right here on the right in the top row are important links. If I click on that, here are the important links. Let's have a look at them. Branded moving concierge. There's your branding. Everything we do is branded to you. Homeowners can jump in, complete the form, and submit, and we take care of the rest. Easy peasy. Let's look at another one. Let's look at the client invitation. So branded moving concierge is really targeted for people who are under contract. It's the best way to start them off with HomeKeepr. This client invitation link is more general. This is good for past clients, prospects, social media, right? This is the one you post on nextdoor.com and Facebook when you say to someone, hey, I'm putting together a list of my favorite vendors. If you want a copy, let me know. This link is the best thing to post because they can jump right in and find a professional, right? Boom, they can jump in and start searching. They don't have to create an account, okay? But also, this services people who are moving and people who want to sign up for HomeKeepr and get involved in maintenance reminders and that sort of thing. So that is the client invitation link. The vendor invitation, this is for vendors who you've spoken to. Maybe you met them at a networking event and they sent you a business card, and you can say to them, hey, why don't you sign up here on HomeKeepr in my account? It's free to you, and that way you can have a nice, rich profile in my HomeKeepr account so when my clients see you, they can see before and after shots and an introduction video. That's your vendor invitation link. And then there's your branded blog, which is in your account in a couple places, but this is a link that just has your blog. You can share this where you think it's necessary as well. I think that in general, you want to use the widgets and the auto posting that we've gone over in different webinars to get those things going, but this link is available for you as well, okay? And the blog is branded to you and so forth. All right, Jackie, I'm not seeing a lot of questions. I'm just going to assume that we've done an exemplary job explaining everything. Everything is crystal clear.
Yeah, I think that's everything on my end too.
Yeah, I'm certain there are things missing. So if you're watching this recording and you have a question, email support@homekeepr.com. If you're watching this recording and you would like a copy of the slides that I went through, the deck, email support@homekeepr.com. If you have any help with anything else, what am I going to say? Email support@homekeepr.com. Thank you very much for joining us today, everybody. I'm going to wrap it up, assuming there are no questions, and say good luck. We'll see you out there. Thanks so much.